Well, happy fishing, everyone. I just thought take a little time here as I'm getting prepared for the new early season for 2020 and have a brief conversation about preparations for that type of fishing in the cold temperatures and things. But welcome to the fish room here. Finally getting settled in, and things are looking quite well here, at least from my perspective. And um, got myself a nice little cozy spot to be able to rig up lures and to do everything that I need to do, and pretty satisfied with it. And what's been really nice is I've had a chance to collect all of the small things that I do collect, and take my time with my trout fishing. So it's been a good process. So what we'll do is I've got out the two main boxes there that I'm going to use for winter fishing, so we'll take a look at them. Okay, so I mentioned to you before that I use the bigger lures mostly throughout the year, but that's not the case in early season. So in early season I'm going to stick to some small stuff, and hopefully I don't have to use these a lot, but if I do, it will be because they're not hitting anything bigger. So in this box I've got a setup of some silver and gold spinners, and they range from this very, very small and light size 2 to some 1s and some 0s. So again, it's the same type of lure. I'm using that smaller hook, a size 10 hook, and there are some very tiny ones here, itty bitty ones, that are consisting of just some of the beads that I would normally use as bearings for the big lures that I use. But you can see that one's quite tiny. I have some that are even smaller, but I'm not in the habit of using those because they're so darn hard to cast. And I've got a couple of different choices, some colored bodies, but only went with silver and gold blades. I didn't think it was necessary to do something in black or anything like that. Here's one that is kind of a MEPS rip-off body, and it's spinning relatively nicely. And then another super tiny, so if they're not biting any lure whatsoever, I'll try these for a little while, and if they don't bite these, then it's time to go home. So that's got 3 beads on it, but one is very small, probably 5/32, and then it's less than a quarter, it's probably 3/16, and then a 1/4 inch bead. So we'll see how those go. But this is not what I'm going to start with. This will be the fallback, these super small ones, if I don't get hits. The lures that I will start with in each circumstance when I go out here for early season will be a size 4, Panther Martin size 4. And on this size lure I've taken advantage of tungsten weights. It will make these lures far more castable because they're heavier. These lures are pushing a 1/4 ounce, which would be the normal size of a 9 Panther Martin. So this will work quite well, and I've got some interesting beads on there. That's a green clear one with a green, they might even call that pumpkin or green pumpkin. I don't know what they exactly call that. I'm not the greatest with colors. And then in this case I did get off of some inline setups and went to a clevis type of setup for a MEPS, because I do think sometimes it will help to have a variation. But again, just with gold and silver blades. I did poke up a few too with the big eyeball bead on there, just to see how things are going to go. And again, I'm using the smaller hook. You know, you can catch a big fish in early season, and I'll have to watch those hooks closely, because a big brown trout will bend those hooks, and they won't break them right from the get-go, but if you have to bend them back and fix them a few times, I have had large fish crack off the smaller hooks. And then I also took one that was green. Oops. Took one that was green, and I put on the yellow eyeball. So that one's an inline blade, much like the big ones that I use. But so the name of the game in the summer is go big, and I go big quick. In fact, by the time late April comes around, I'm usually on to the size 15 half-ounce lures, and then into May I'll go to the size 18 over half-ounce lures. But these are going to be quarter and 3/16 ounce size 4s, and then I'll even get smaller if the fish don't bite, because these lures are going to weigh anywhere between an eighth and a 16th. So these really small ones will be the stopgap. If fish don't bite these tiny lures, it's time to just head home. So that gives you an idea of what I'm going to do to get started here on Saturday the 4th, 2020, and I'm looking forward to it. So, so I thought of something else that I wanted to mention. I picked up a larger frable net, and I'll use that for steelhead fishing come the winter. That's a larger hoop than the one I normally use. It's 17 by 22. And you get a view of some of the pictures I have up here if you've seen these before. Decorating out the room, and then the lure racks that I have. Beautiful tiger trout that I caught a few years ago, several years ago. And the light is in the way for that arch fish. But you get an idea. There's the thermometer that you've seen a number of times, and that will be crucial to have out because I don't want to fish in water that is super cold. And then you can see the archway picture. So again, happy fishing from Wisconsin Trout Fishing. Get out on the water this early season. Some of the best fishing out. As the water warms in the beginning of the year, it will be big fish on the prowl, looking for the first bug hatches and the first fish to eat of the day. So thanks for watching. Happy fishing.